Thank you.
Mala magic mantra anu nenu mala.
Try to work this out if you give me 2 minutes.
Is it okay?
Sir,
It will come. Etla
Gotta stop this.
We can come over there. We can come over there.
pull the chair.
అసలు మీరు తొందరలో ఫోన్ చేశారా?
Still recording, it's recording. Stop it.
ఫోన్ చేశారా?
Both were there when foundation stone was laid, and we are going to start metro rail in Hyderabad and in Chennai.
Okay.
Apart from that, we are also looking at what is known as BRTS, bus rapid transit system. It is cheaper, 6-7 times cheaper than metro rail. And if good buses, air-conditioned buses are started, many people can be persuaded to shift from personal transport to public transport. For example, in America, my own observation is, except in New York, where 80% of the people who come to New York come by public transport,
Yes,
namely
trains.
underground train. But in other cities, not the case. But even those cities which had earlier relied upon enhancing personalized transport are looking at public transport system. So the case for increasing public transport system in urban areas in India is all the greater. In India, we are of course concentrating on rural transport, like buses by road transport corporations, like buses in the private sector. But urban transport sector has been historically subject to neglect. Therefore, we are looking at it closely, and we are prepared to lend assistance from the federal government in a big way. For example, for Hyderabad city, we have already agreed in principle to give a grant of 60.5 crores. Grant. So we'll be spending in the next 5 years billions of dollars, US dollars, in strengthening public transport systems. We have also started bus rapid transit system in cities like Ahmedabad, Pune, Nagpur, Indore. That is two-tier cities, second-tier system cities. The whole idea is to discourage personal transport as far as possible. See, people drive in a crazy way every day from
It will take 1 hour, 2 hours.
from their own place to working place. Nobody is happy to do that.
Even in US also, like we take like 1 hour, 2 hours to drive to.
And it's such an unproductive exercise. This is not a job which anybody can be happy. It's not like listening to music. Therefore, we in India are taking time by forelock, and would like to prepare in a futuristic way to organize public transport on a huge scale.
So, like as a urban development minister, like in India, like developing the urban areas is so difficult. So, what are the difficulties you are facing and challenges ahead for you?
First of all, to raise the money. After all, public transport system requires money.
Yes.
Even in cities like New York, I was talking to Mysore Nagaraja last night at dinner. They have their own problems in raising money. They'll be needing $15 billion to expand 3 new lines.
Yes.
We will need just as much money in India for at least seeing to it that major cities are covered with adequate public transport system.
So, like, suppose if you see
That's an alarm.
yeah, alarm.
If somebody casually threw a cigarette, it will stop the law.
Yes.
So my question is like, what are the challenges you are facing, or what are the?
Number one, to raise that kind of money that's required, I must say Japanese have decided to lend us a loan of $27 billion. We have used their loan in Delhi. We are using their loan in Bangalore. We shall try and use their loan elsewhere. But at the end of the day, the government of India and state government will need to raise their own money. That will be in terms of billions of dollars. But this is one infrastructural project whose importance cannot be exaggerated.
Yes. So do you have any plans? That means here, US, suppose if you take like they raise bonds, like 30-year bonds and 20-year bonds to fund the project. So are you planning to create like that so that you will allow the private companies or the government to raise the bonds so that people like buy that bonds?
See, the credibility of urban local bodies is not high because their financial strength is low. Therefore, when we allow them to raise bonds, they have to be underwritten by the government of India.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Only then would we be able to capitalize on bonds. If necessary, we might look at that.
So, suppose for example, like here in US, any urban planning, suppose if I want to buy a house or construct some factory or some residential or complex, so I can go to the website, transparently, I can see next 20 years what is the plan of the government, future plans, like for major projects or transportation projects or anything. So that will give the people like to plan like ahead 10 years. So is that type of facility anything available?
I think a futuristic urban planning needs to be adopted as a way of life. In Delhi recently, I have notified a master plan Delhi 2021, which has been by and large well received. Now we have launched a new urban mission named after Nehru. We are giving assistance for drinking water projects and sewerage, stormwater drainage projects, besides public transport. But before we give assistance, we are demanding that all cities present their city development plans to us first.
Yes.
City development plans would basically mean a vision for the city for the next 20 years.
Yes.
So through this instrumentality, we are encouraging certain element of stability developed in planning.
So like in urban development, I think the water and I think all this comes under urban development. So like suppose in